don't need need to read book, customize roadmap. Everyone can copy paste one thing, but one thing is there. Still, I am the guy if you want to do PMP in the minimum possible time. And that's what the first conversation with Dinesh and I had. Dinesh shared with me, and I was in Pakistan at that time, just 2 days left, come back. Dinesh told me, Amir, I have watched your Pathway to videos. I have read your book. You read your book or
Yeah,
you had my book? How was
I
it?
had your book.
Ah,
Yeah, I had your book. Yeah,
yeah.
I read. I started reading your book as well. Yeah, I went through your training videos. That 2 hour video, right? That has really kept me like thinking, oh, this is the right. This may be the right guy for
This may
me.
be this may be the right guy. I like it. Okay. And he said, so I want to do PMP. How can you basically help me? And how can you make sure that I cleared PMP? I said, okay, let's first of all see where do you stand. He shared with me every single thing. We started working on it. And I just want to share one thing. He worked really hard. Yesterday, one of the students asked me, Sir, how is that even possible? Was he studying all the time? So now here I'm sharing with you his customized roadmap. I always say customized roadmap, and he he followed that roadmap. Now, what is that customized roadmap? I'll show you what that is. So, Dinesh, this is the customized roadmap. So, just showing you last few days. Dinesh was saying, Dinesh, I asked you last week, na, book the exam. Last Sunday.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, you
I
called
was.
me and we booked it together. I think you showed the nearest one, which was available 15th,
Yeah,
11th. So
11.
I booked it straight away.
Yeah, he actually lives near me, so I know the centers, which centers were available.
Right.
So putting the context, he started working into, you see, on 17th, he's doing topics mocks. He's doing the topics and things like that, right? For everyone to understand the context. And then he's doing mocks. He's doing 10-10 mocks. He did random mock number one, got 66%. Here my eye clicked. I said, this, because random, if you get 65, it's a good score, right? So you did a mock number four, 180, you did 680. When you got 68, I said, that's it. Here I said, let's book the exam, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I assigned him, I asked him, do mock five. And when he did mock five, what was my answer? Call me when you can.
Call you. Yes,
Call me
yes,
when you can. Right? So this is going on 5th of, like, he's why asking it is, and you see it is evening. I'm in a shopping mall. I was actually doing shopping with my family in a, right? It is 6:24. We discussed it and he gave me
yes,
these dates. Right? When should I book
yeah,
exam? 16, 17. I look at the centers and I know he is very busy on weekdays. He continuously said me, I'm very busy on weekdays. And I said, book the nearest date, 11th. He was more towards 18th, right? More
yeah, yeah. More
more
towards the next
more
week.
towards 18th. I said, no,
Next
no,
week.
no, no. Do 11. So you did from 180, you did mock number one, then mock four and mock five, right?
Yes,
Then you did that agile mock, right?
yes. The one Udemy thing,
Yeah,
180 straight
agile
away.
agile mock. That is
Agile
180,
mock. Correct.
180 agile mock. That is without timer, and then you did directly final mocks,
Yes.
right? And today you are PMP.
Right.
So
The overall marks were really tricky and it's good, it helped me to solve a lot of problems in the main exam actually.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So let's share your journey in your way. Now this journey
Hmm.
was from my side. Why don't
Hmm.
you share journey from your side?
Sure, absolutely, Amit. So I was procrastinating about clearing the PMP exam for last 1 year, I can say. So
Hmm.
I got your no, book in the month of June, if you remember.
Hmm.
So I was just going through the book, and I don't know the proper way or the guidance to clear the exam. So basically, I was looking for that push. Who can give that push or the actual pathway, right? Your book says pathway to PMP, so then I watched your videos as well. So the series that you put in the YouTube, right? So I thought, he may be the right guy. So I was having some time in the end of December, where it was a closeout in the office as well. I've got 10 days time. So I thought, okay, I need to leverage this time. Let me talk to you. So I saw your LinkedIn post. You were traveling to Pakistan that time, right? So you are in UAE meeting the people as well. I saw that. Oh, he may be busy. I don't know whether he will respond or not. I just sent a mail. You took my number and called me immediately. Okay. So I booked right in the call itself, right? So I told I just want to start the journey with you,
Mm.
and yeah. So you given me the assurance that you will be clearing it within a month, but it came even in less time. So within 2 weeks, probably I cleared the
Yeah.
exam.
After that training, like training ended, actually training ended on third when we did the marathon last week. So it's
Yeah.
more of a week. Yes. So yeah, let's walk through with this thing. How was the exam and how the things were in the exam?
Okay. So I went with the strategy that you suggested, like 80 minutes for the first 60 questions,
Mm,
75, 75.
mm,
The initial 60 questions were, I didn't see that difficulty in the first 60 questions. So I could, answer most of the questions, right, within less than a minute. So that's where within 60, 65 minutes, probably I have cleared the first 60 questions.
mm,
And I marked no couple of questions for review. I reviewed it. Still, I had cleared the first session, like 60 questions in 65 about 65 minutes.
mm.
Okay, and I have seen no couple of drag and drop questions. No, so one thing is that I haven't seen problems or math questions in this exam. That I given yesterday.
How
Okay,
many drag and drop questions?
drag and drop around 7 to 8 drag and drop questions were there.
Mm,
Seven questions were there, and it came in middle out of nowhere. That's the one which takes you a lot of time.
mm,
The agile, anyways, the questions, the drag and drop questions, were seen before,
mm,
where we did the questionnaires, right? So it's similar to the same thing. Like it's all the mindset thing. So you need to select the agile, the roles, responsibilities according to the question. And there was one drag and drop relating to the risk, uh, drag and drop specific to SPI and CPI. There's one tricky question. Maybe this is the new question which I have never seen before.
mm,
Selecting which is positive, which is negative
mm.
from the left side.
Come
Uh,
again.
like uh,
I didn't understand
so
that.
if SPI is greater than one, right?
Uh,
CPI,
we,
SPI.
we we did that question on the marathon.
Correct, correct,
SPA
correct.
greater than one. Yeah.
Right. So similar question, but in a different way. No, they gave left to and right negative. Right should be matched to the positive, left and the down is the negative. You need to bring the thing which is causing negative to the project on the negative side,
Mm.
and which is positive on the positive side. Yeah. So we did a similar thing. Yeah, that's the mindset I got to clear that question. Answer it properly without any hesitation,
Okay. Okay.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
And so the second section was not very easy or difficult. It's a middle of all three sections. Okay. So a couple of drag and drop questions came, and questions were not lengthy. What I observed was in the second section and first section, out of 120 questions, right? The initial two blocks, the questions were not that lengthy,
Mm.
and mostly on the agile side. The questions are mostly leaning towards agile, and there were some questions uh, like while giving the third 60 set of questions, right?
Mm.
In those, it's not straightforward agile. If even if you go with the agile mindset,
Mm.
there is no keyword corresponding to agile in those questions. Those are tricky. It means it's a predictive. So that's how I switched into predictive mindset while answering those questions.
Mm.
The last part was the tough one. The last 60 questions were the tough one, which
Okay.
consumed no lot of time. uh,
Last questions were more tough one.
yeah, yeah. Last 60 questions. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Last 60 questions were more tough one. That's an interesting thing. Uh, That's
Yeah.
an interesting thing to put into the context. That the last 60 questions for the tough one. Okay, okay. Please continue. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So in the last 60, we have seen bit of lengthy questions and predictive. So straight predictive questions were there. That's where, all the first two sessions were going in agile mindset. Most of the questions were agile. I was tuned to agile. And when I was answering the last set, right, where the questions are completely predictive. So I had to look into the keywords where is there anything linking to agile mindset or not. So yeah, that section took a bit of time comparative to first two sections.
First two section. What actually took you uh, this much time? What was the challenge there?
Challenge is that, so now I have got a lot of time. So I was just thinking twice before answering each question. So first two went racy, and the last one, since it was mix of agile and predictive, right? So I was switching back and forth in terms of answering those questions. I made a correct choice, and then again I used to go back to that answer and go back to that question, read it one more time to see whether I made a right choice or not. So that's where I consumed a bit of time. And overall, the third section I felt a little difficult, Amir.
That's okay. What I want to basically what I am trying to understand was
Mhm.
what was the challenge in that? Was the length of the questions was a problem? What was the problem there that felt?
Yeah, length, definitely, length of the questions, and then the answers are not very straightforward. I could not eliminate
Hmm.
eliminate two, so I could eliminate one out of three. So that was the difficulty part I faced. Not for all the questions, but some of the questions took at least 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, like that.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay, that's important. Guys, if you have any question, please feel free to ask him. Guys, whatever the questions you have, ask him. He just cleared PMP, and for those especially who are ready for it, they can ask the questions. Okay, let's put the difficulty of random mocks with the exam. How if you consider the entire exam, how
Mhm.
would you treat the difficulty of the random exam with this?
Random exam is more difficult than the actual exam, Amir. So random ones had mix of everything, and moreover, I felt random questions are bit elaborative and lengthy comparative to the actual exam.
Okay, so that's a very interesting feedback here. Two people were giving exam at the same time in US, Dinesh, you and Wasim. So
Mhm.
Wasim shared his journey yesterday. His first and second section was very difficult. Like for the
Okay.
last section, he only had 45 minutes. But in your case, it was entirely different. First and second section was comparatively okay, right? The last section was difficult.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what I say in my final video, like you get a Muhammad Ali punch, when you will get the punch, that's a different story.
You will get it for sure.
You will get it for sure. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Okay. Agile questions. Sudha is asking, were they tough or they were easy? How that work?
Agile questions are all mindset, most of the questions you will see it in random, the pattern, right? The most of the questions that I got in the exam are similar to what we were solving in the random mocks and the 180 and the actual 180 questions from the Udemy thing, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, it's all similar to that, nothing tricky. So you just need to find the keyword and answer, eliminate, use the elimination technique. So I used that to solve most of
Okay.
the questions.
Vakar is asking how many wordy questions, like more than three-liner questions were there, and were there any question on MBTI?
No question on MBTI,
So,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
no math questions.
no math question. What
No.
do you wanted math questions or not?
No, I didn't want because it's a distraction, right? You need to again take a calculator and solve that. But yeah, I haven't seen any single question from math related.
Hmm. Okay. What would be your advice to all these people?
Yeah, so you should definitely do RCA. So because even though you score 40, 30, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Do RCA. This will help you to build that mindset on solving the problem. Okay.
Hmm.
And also don't skip any mock exams. So whether it is a topic related questions, so end of the topic, each topic we have questions, so
Okay.
solve everything
Okay.
from top to bottom. And then once you have solved it, go to the 180 questions. So take at least 3 to 4 180 questions to get that stamina built, because this is not a easy exam. If someone is giving from home, I don't know like how they gave it 4 hour continuously without any break.
Hmm.
I followed Amir's advice, like better to go to the I think it's everyone's choice, right? Between go to center or give it at home. But I didn't had that much focus to give 4 hour at a stretch at home.
Hmm.
And yeah, definitely center is the best one, because I took the break. I make utilize of the 10 minutes break in between 66 first 260 questions.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing this thing. Now, a very important thing, Dinesh, each one teach one is the mantra on which I build the entire this empire. And I'm gonna request you that please work with that. You know how the PMP community is. Whenever you put a
Yes,
question, how active that community is. So I want the same thing from you. You are the first one, the leader of batch 12. So there are 50 people behind you. I want you to support them. Some of them a little bit behind. Some of them are very motivated. Asrar is moving very good,
yeah,
and everyone else. So I really want you to give back to them. You know how important PMP marathon was. It will be great if you can make 10 questions for PMP marathon. I will be sharing
sure.
it. And
Sure, Anur. I'll
send me
share
a
it
picture.
definitely.
Send me a picture. I'll put it at a live video. Okay.
Okay, sure, sure, Amir. I'll